welcome back to my channel and welcome to episode number 4 in my meal prep series. If you are new to the channel or you've just never watched one of these videos before, basically I'm going to take today's video and show you how to prep 5 days worth of meals in about an hour, maybe to an hour and a half. So we are going to be making breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 5 days. I like to do this on a Sunday, and then I have my Monday through Friday meals ready for the week. It's perfect for people that work full-time in an office, or somebody that goes to school full-time, or really basically anybody that doesn't feel like they have the time to cook a healthy meal. This is going to be really great for you and hopefully really helpful. So the meals that we have today are all, of course, really healthy, but also super delicious. We are starting our day with a quinoa breakfast cookie, and this is my lemon poppy seed flavor, which feels perfect for this time of year. It's bright, it's cheery, it's kind of tastes like sunshine almost, so it's perfect for the start of summer, and they're really light, they're super flavorful, and they're packed with nutrients. It's basically, I think, like eating a little cup of oatmeal but in cookie form. So you're getting all of the macros that you need, and it tastes like a dessert, and it's in a cookie form, so you really can't beat that. And then our second 2 meals are totally interchangeable. You could have one for lunch, one for dinner, or vice versa. We're making a black bean quinoa taco, and they're served with corn tortillas, crunchy cabbage, and hot sauce. They're so good. And then I'm also going to show you how to make my vegan lentil meatloaf. And this is a lentil walnut base that has some veggies in it. It's topped with this really amazing tomato maple glaze, and it tastes so good. You guys are gonna love this one. So let's go ahead and just dive into the recipes. Make sure to stay tuned after the video, and I'll talk a little bit about the containers that I like to use, and I'll also show the other videos that I have included in the series. First up, we're gonna make the lemon poppy seed breakfast cookies. We are going to start by peeling 1 banana and then adding it to a large bowl and then just mashing it up until it's super smooth, or as smooth as you can get it. And then once you have it totally smooth, you can add in a flax egg or a regular egg, some maple syrup, some cashew butter or almond butter, a little bit of lemon juice, and then you're just gonna stir this all together until it forms a thick, smooth, kind of battery type consistency. Then you'll add in your rolled oats, your quinoa flakes, baking powder, salt, as well as some lemon zest and some poppy seeds, and you can just fold this all together until it's incorporated and you have a cookie dough. Then we're just going to scoop these onto a parchment-lined baking sheet. I like to use a cookie scoop so that I get uniform shapes, and I know that all of the cookies are going to be the same size. So just scoop them onto your cookie sheet and then press them down lightly so that they become kind of flat, or you don't have to do that if you like puffy cookies. And then we're going to bake them for about 12 minutes at 350 degrees. Transfer them to a wire rack, and you can store these in the fridge, or you can freeze them, or you can leave them at room temp, and they should last about 5 days. If you are taking them for breakfast, I recommend that you use at least 2 as a meal, maybe 3, and you can also add nut butter. The second meal we're going to make are our black bean quinoa tacos. For this, we're going to start by making the quinoa. So you're going to use some vegetable broth, some quinoa, some lime juice. Stir that all together, bring it to a boil and cover, and then let it simmer for like 15 minutes until the quinoa is nice and fluffy. And then you can add in some lime zest, as well as some cilantro, a little bit of salt and pepper. Stir that all together, and then this is going to be the base of our tacos. So for meal prep, we're going to add the quinoa into our container. And then we will do about half a cup of black beans and some shredded cabbage. And then sprinkle it with cilantro if you want, as well as hot sauce if you like hot. I love spicy food, so I like to add hot sauce. I like Cholula with Mexican food. And then you can just cover this up. And for the tortillas, I like to put them in tin foil. So I take 2 tortillas with me, and I'm just gonna wrap them up in tin foil. And then you can store all of this in the fridge and take them with you as you're ready to go. For serving, do the quinoa, the black beans, cabbage, and then if you want to make guacamole, you can just mash your avocado, add in some onion, lime juice, and cilantro, stir that together, and then use that with your tacos as well. I recommend that you only make this 1 day in advance. Other than that, these are such a delicious and healthy lunch. And then for our final recipe, we're going to make a vegan lentil meatloaf. We're going to start by adding carrots, mushrooms, shallots, and garlic into a food processor, and then we're just gonna blend this up until it's super finely chopped. This cuts down on the prep time a bunch. So you can just scoop this out of the food processor into a saute pan, and then just cook this for about 2 to 3 minutes until it's softened a little bit. Then we're gonna transfer it back into the food processor. You don't have to worry about cleaning. Adding in some lentils, walnuts, quinoa, oats, flaxseed meal, nutritional yeast, some ketchup, gluten-free tamari sauce, some miso paste, and some Italian seasoning. And then we're just gonna pulse this all together until a dough forms. You might need to scrape down the sides a little bit as you're going to get everything to mix around because it will be pretty thick. Once you have your dough, you can add in another ½ cup of lentils and then just stir this together. This just adds a nice little texture. And then we will whip up the glaze. So for the glaze, we are going to use some ketchup, some gluten-free tamari, some maple syrup, and some apple cider vinegar, as well as a little bit of mustard. And then you can just stir this all together until it's nice and smooth. Then we are going to place all of the meatloaf dough into our container, spread it out into your loaf pan, and then top it with your glaze. And I like to spread it around so that the glaze is nice and even on the top. And then we're gonna bake this at 350 degrees for about 35 minutes. And you're gonna wanna let it rest completely before you slice it. So you can slice it up. I think that one kind of thick slice is the perfect serving. But again, just go with whatever feels good for you and whatever you find keeps you the most full. For meal prep purposes, we can add our meatloaf slice into a container. I love the 2 divider containers for this exact type of meal. Add in some greens, which you can drizzle with some olive oil, and a little bit of red wine vinegar, and it makes such a great meal. And there you have it, my friends. I hope you enjoyed the 4th episode in our meal prep series. I have loved doing this series for you guys. You guys have really enjoyed watching them. And if you have additional recipes or thoughts/questions that you would like to see me include in the videos in the future, definitely let me know because I'm doing these on a monthly basis. So if there's certain types of recipes that you want to see, especially as we're getting into the summer season, pop them in the comment box below because I will make sure to include them in my brainstorming session. I want to quickly talk about the containers that I mentioned in the beginning of the video. If you want to use the exact containers that I have in this video, you can find those links in the description box below. But really, I recommend that you invest in some glass containers. Glass is a lot less toxic and you won't have to worry about the chemicals that are used in plastic seeping into your food. So definitely invest in some glass. I recommend that you also invest in something that is oven or heat safe so that you can just heat it up when you get to work and you don't have to worry about like transferring it to a separate container or putting it on a plate and then heating it up. Just saves a lot of time and mess. So definitely recommend that you guys use glass. If you like to take things like yogurt or oatmeal, I think mason jars are perfect for that. So I have also linked some mason jars below that you can check out if you're interested. I also want to invite you guys to subscribe. If you haven't joined our community here on YouTube yet, you can just click the red subscribe button that is right below this video. There's also a little bell right next to that button. If you click that, it will turn on your notifications. And that will mean that you never miss an upcoming video. I share content twice a week on Tuesdays and Fridays, so there's always a ton more content coming your way. So if you click that button, you will be sure not to miss anything. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you have a really, really, really awesome weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye!